Welcome to my channel. Once again, I'm being introduced to a new to me artist. This artist goes by the name Juice, W-R-L-D. I assume you pronounce it World. Juice WRLD. And the title of the song is Eminem Speaks, so I would assume it's probably rap. But before I get into that, I do want to thank you for coming to my channel and for supporting me. And thank you for being really wonderful people. I also want to show you my shirt, but I'm only going to do this today. Beginning tomorrow, I will show my shirt only on my daily news clips video. So if you want to see what I'm wearing each day, you need to go to the daily news clips, okay? So here's the shirt. I bet you can figure out who gave it to me. And you can see when I was married. 52 years of wedded bliss. Seriously. No, I'm not going to get into that. Okay. Sometimes I think about sharing things and then I think, nah, you don't want to hear that. Anyway. As I do with every video on my channel, I always get the links from the artists and put them in the description of my video. And I hope that you will support them by subscribing to their YouTube channel, by following them on social media, and by buying their music if you like their music. So this is Juice WRLD, Eminem Speaks.
I think once I took my first Vicodin, it was just like this feeling of, like everything was not only mellow, but didn't feel any pain. It just kind of numbed things. I don't know at what point exactly it started to be a problem. I just remember liking it more and more. People tried to tell me that I had a problem. I would say, get that fucking person out of here. I can't believe they said that shit to me. They know nothing about my fucking life. Are they out of their fucking mind? I'm not out there shooting heroin. I'm not out there fucking, putting coke up my nose. I'm not smoking crack. You're struggling with the argument of, do you have a problem or do you not have a problem? Can you control it or can you not? And I literally thought I could control it. You're taking things that people are giving you that you don't even know what the fuck they are. They look like a pill and they're shaped like something that you take, so you take it. Xanax, Valium, tomato. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's all in the same family. Fuck it, take it. Had I got to the hospital about 2 hours later, I would have died. My organs were shutting down. My liver, kidneys, everything. They were gonna have to put me on dialysis. They didn't think I was gonna make it. My bottom was gonna be death. Within a month, I had relapsed and shot right back up to the same amount of pills that I was taking. I remember just walking around my house and thinking every single day, like, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, I'm looking at my kids and I need to be here for this. Coming off of everything, I literally was up 24 hours a day for 3 weeks straight. And I mean, not sleeping, not even nodding off for a fucking minute. Like, I was literally just up, like, looking at the TV. I had to regain motor skills. I had to regain talking skills. It's been a learning process. Like, I'm growing. I just couldn't believe that anybody could ever be naturally happy or naturally function or be just enjoying life in general without being on something. So I would say that to anybody that it does get better, it does.
Do you struggle with symptoms?
Okay. That was interesting. Did you notice the figure behind his head with the horns and the glowing eyes? I don't think that was by accident. The Bible talks about drugs. It uses the Greek word pharmacopoeia, which should be obvious to you where we get the words pharmacy from and pharmaceuticals and all those other types of things related to drugs. Drugs have always been a gateway to the spiritual world, but not the godly spiritual world, the other one. That fellow apparently managed to pull himself back from the brink, but many don't. And some don't the very first time they try it. I've never done drugs in my entire life, except for one time when I was in the Navy. I took one puff on a marijuana cigarette because a friend offered it to me, and I thought, what the heck? And I went, oh, this is gross. And I never touched it again. So I never got high. As a general rule, I try to avoid drugs at all costs. I don't like taking drugs. I do have to take blood pressure meds. I wish I didn't, but I do. And occasionally I'll take antibacterials or steroids when prescribed by a doctor, but that's about the extent of it. My wife, being a registered nurse, is constantly trying to get me to take things like ibuprofen if I have a headache, and I prefer to just tough it out. I will take ibuprofen if I have to, if I just, I gotta get rid of that pain, but I really don't like taking drugs. I don't like what they do to me. If you're taking drugs to get high, you're essentially trying to avoid reality. You're trying to not face the difficult things in your life. And the problem is that you just have to keep avoiding and avoiding and avoiding and avoiding until you either die or you finally face reality and you say, okay, this is enough. I got to stop doing this. Now I got to get in the real world. And the real world is tough. It's not easy. It is a fight. It's a fight for everyone. But once you learn to fight and once you fight your way through and you come out the other side, you'll realize how much better life is when you've been successful at defeating whatever it is that's keeping you back. It's, I've never done drugs, so I can't tell you what it's like. I can't tell you what it's like to get off of them. I know for some people it's really, really, really hard. And I suspect it has something to do with genetics, because some people can, for example, I smoked when I was young. And when I got married, my wife was asthmatic, and so I just quit smoking. It wasn't hard for me. I just said, I can't do this anymore because it affects her breathing. So I stopped. For some people, that's really, really difficult to do. And I think it has more to do with genetics than it does with anything else. And if that's the case with you, then maybe you need to seek medical help to get over that hump, to get past that point where whatever it is that you're addicted to has control of you. But I can tell you this, from a spiritual perspective, when you do drugs, I'm talking about pharmaceuticals, things that make you high or depress you, you're opening up the door to the world of Satan and to the world of devil spirits. And if you've ever gotten heavily into drugs, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you've seen it with your own eyes. And my prayer for you would be that you get delivered. It's still possible. No one is down so far or gone so far down the wrong road that God can't rescue them. No one. Certainly not you. And this is one of the reasons why I pray for you. Because I don't know what's going on in your life, but I can tell you this. God does. And He'll help you get past it, no matter what it is. If it's just a simple difficulty, or if it's an entire addiction, if it's just some pain from your past that you need to overcome, God can do that for you if you will let Him. And all you have to do is ask, sincerely ask for God's help. You don't have to get down on your knees. You don't have to fold your hands. All you got to do is just say the words, either out loud or in your mind. God, I need help. Please come and help me. That's all it takes. And He will. He's helped me so many times, I quit counting them. And He continues to help me on a daily basis. And again, this is why I pray for you. Because I know what it's like to be on God's side. And there's nothing like it. It's wonderful. So, I pray that you will have an abundant life, that God will bless you with health and long life and safety, and that you will be born again if you're not already. I pray that God will do that same thing for every single person that you love. The last thing you want to do is get to heaven and find out that you left behind someone you cared about. And more than anything, because life is such a tough road to ride, it's so difficult, I pray that you will be anxious for nothing, but in all things, through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, you will make your requests known to God, and the peace that passes all understanding will keep your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. This is the Vietnam Era Vet, out.